Okay, for the online students, you find that a few of them would go online, but they still couldn't communicate in code. Maybe one or two questions we've had. So it's difficult. So we give up that little thing. Most of them are going to check on later. And that's what you do. You just go on either online or later, but all you're doing is listening to the session. And of course the blog equalizes everything, isn't it? And the homework equalizes everything. The only difference is that you guys are hearing live and you're able to interact. And they are not hearing it live and they cannot interact, except through the blog or through email. And that's a characteristic that is present whether we do it here or in the room downstairs. Would you agree? And look at this as an example of innovation or as an example of, sure, it's teaching. So there's a lot of service involved. Remember we talk about the concept servant leader. I want all of you to be servant leaders. That's why I said share your work. That's how, because your value, and you learned this in value engineering too, your value or the value of your product is only determined by what it does for the customer. Yet we tend to limit what we give. So stupid is it? It says, I can give you a processor that is, yay speed and so much thing for $500. I'm going to hold back. I want to give you only 1/4 the capacity and half the tube right now and wait to sell you more later. You know there are companies that do that? You think they ever win? No. Because, and partly competition, that's one thing good about free enterprise. Intel would do that, then AMD would come and beat them out. And they do that. That's what it is. All about free enterprise. So we're in a free enterprise society here. Giving the most always helps. Just think of what we tried to do in this class. What did we try to do? We were innovative. We had a broken website for a while, the blog for a while, didn't we? We were going back and forth. And I don't know, it was you, Mirek, or somebody said, okay, I'll work with this, but I like the old discussion board. Why? Because people don't like change. Now, leaders and entrepreneurs are agents of change. You agree? Yes. And were you the guy? You said, I kind of like the old discussion board, but I think I can work with this. Sure. You said something like that, right? And then I asked you last time, or two sessions ago, you want to go back to the discussion board? What did he say? No way. See, so change is always difficult. Machiavelli once said in The Prince, that's a book I suggest you all read, Machiavelli the Prince. It's a great book on strategy. And he was a financial guy and an advisor to the prince of one of the states in northern Italy, in the Milan area. I think they were called Da Vinci's, or not the Da Vinci's, Dominicis, I forget these Italian names. It's a little book, you should all read it, I recommend it. I have 1 or 2 copies, I can loan it to you. The Prince. And he said somewhere in there the words to the effect that there are very few supporters of change. So those that are affected negatively by it will be very fierce fighters. And those that even benefit by it will be very tepid defenders, waiting for the solution. Once it works, they jump on the bandwagon. That is the challenge that the entrepreneur faces or the change agent faces. Think about it. Very difficult to bring about change. Remember one of the things we said, leaders are change agents? Leaders are change agents. So think about this thing. First we went to the media site. We've been changing. So this department has a good record of trying to go. We had an earlier system, what was that called? We had an earlier online system that we used on the board, whiteboard type system.
Before the...
Mimium. We had Mimium. And when we started the program, we just emails and telephone we used. Okay, so we were slow in making changes. Lately we've had more rapid change because we are bigger student body, we have more people. But change doesn't come by what the system will provide you. Change is not to sit and accept change. A leader, an innovator cannot just sit there and wait for change to happen. Then you're no longer a leader. You've got to be the change agent. You've got to create change. Always by looking how can you improve Kaizen. That's quality improvement. I looked at that blackboard, I looked at the media site, I couldn't even get that information. How can I use it? And my interest in teaching this course or sharing this with you is that if you come up with some valuable information, do you think it should be buried and stored again in the vault somewhere or just destroyed? Or do you think other students should see it? What do you think, Josh?
It should definitely be shared.
Yeah, and especially in these days. What do you think Google has done? What they've done, they've taken everything that exists, taken old stuff, archived. They've got copies of archived, my old websites too. You can go and do Google and get it. And made it available to everybody, free.
That's why open source is so successful.
Excellent. That's why now we went to open source. That code is a closed system.
Yeah.
They charge you so much and they give you only so much. So long as we can provide for our students what they really deserve. This is a much better environment for this course. And now we can just go with, we need a volunteer, we need somebody to take the video and share it with them. The rest of it, we've got a blog, which is far more open than Blackboard. You see all the database, it tells you exactly what is where, what the categories are, what all the posts are, what the most recent posts are. It has archives by month, so you can track that information 3 years from now. If we are able to get enough storage, you can do that. Or you can download it and take it with you. So we made a big change. And as a result, do you think there was benefit or not? Look at the activity. Pretty record. More than 430 comments total. And they are not like I've loaded them up. I just give 1 or 2 comments, and sometimes I'm in the mood, I give you a little bit more. Now, that's a wealth of information, isn't it? Where did that information? In the blog. Where did it come from? Did I put it there? And you searched from where? You searched from the whole world. You went off the web, all kinds of stuff, right? So you put it there. Say something about it. What you guys innovated? You said, man, this question, let's click. You produced a lot of wealth, all of you. So now you have it. So this is an example of how getting out of the box will help. So we decided to go into. So any of you know or familiar with what a video blog is?
In a sense, I mean, does everybody use YouTube, or have you used, like, it's essentially the same concept as YouTube. The post is a video, and you can reply to the video the same way you reply to normal posts, but the actual post itself is a video. So if you go to the class's YouTube channel, you can watch his lectures. You can also comment. It's the same concept as a
Exactly. Instead of typing, you are talking. Now, we can combine it with written notes, but you don't change the vision. The vision of this course, or this meeting, or this gathering was the same, is to impart to you, knowledge and information that you can convert into your own knowledge on technology, entrepreneurship, and leadership. And we have based that, our whole course, on the 4. Now I'm coming back to your book assignment. There are some very, very good papers where people took this, and yours was one of the better ones. And he analyzed the characteristics of leaders through the words of Jack Welch, who really is generally recognized as one of the most outstanding CEOs and leaders, entrepreneurial leaders, and effective managers. He's a blend of archetypes. So you did a good job of comparing his book and consequently his thinking with the 4. And I think I will share it, I will put that online. We've got to figure out the best. And our vision is not changed. We want to go ahead and use this, but we don't want to limit you to learning about the 4 principles. Because there is Deming stuff, work, which you learn in quality lectures. And if you know the 4 principles, you know where they fit in with us. They fit in phase 1 in the vision part, and because he talks about the purpose, very important. And then phase, which is assess and renew. One student did a good job looking at, by John Maxwell's group, looking at the 21 attributes of a leader. Now that's very good, it's a nice laundry list. And if I tell you, here are 21 things for you to remember, chances are you will forget. You tell me 4 things, I forget 5 minutes, because our mind is bombarded by a lot of information. So you have 21 attributes, they all sound good. And after you read it, you feel good, they make sense, and they are benefit. But that's what they are, a list of 21 attributes you remember. So how does, where is the relative weakness, or how do I respond? If I'm up against a competition with 21 attributes of leaders, and this is purposeful action. Well, he tells me 21 things, and I can take those and